Hello, this is Gray Hughes. I'm doing an update on Mollie Tibbetts. There has been an interview on an online article at www.weareiowa.com written by Sarah Beckman. She did an interview with a sheriff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the computerized audio that reads the conversation with two different voices, so it'll be interesting to hear it that way, and then I can pause it and comment. One thing that I know for sure is that the timeline of her jogging has changed dramatically, and I said that in one of my lives that I do not know how accurate the 5:30 timeline is because I wasn't the one that witnessed it. So now we can change some things. However, I think my timeline of when she went missing is still pretty close, okay? So let's take a look at that right now.
Are you learning anything from the Fitbit data?
We do believe that there is going to be some useful information, but not willing to share that.
I understand that it does collect data about location. Is that the kind of info you are looking to obtain?
Well, I'm not a computer guy, but I think with the cell phones that they were, and in that case it does somehow track that. The FBI and DCI made those requests. I did not with Fitbit.
Leads.
We are getting hundreds of leads each day that are turned into our sheriff's tuplin.
Yeah, so it sounds like they're actually going to use the Fitbit GPS information to track where she went. I think that'll be very useful. I think we speculated that as well on the lives. It seems like something that seems pretty obvious.
We are getting hundreds of tips a day on that, and we are trying to check in on all of them.
New info.
I don't think today, but we have talked to the FBI and DCI today, and we are probably going to put out some kind of press release Friday afternoon.
Other investigative resources being utilized in the country.
There is, but I'm not going to get into those specifics.
Still being characterized as a missing persons case.
It is the longest one we have been involved with yet. We usually find our people within a couple of days. It's usually just because they have left for a short period of time.
Reason to believe that it is not missing person and it is abduction.
Well, we are worried about that.
Why?
The amount of time is way outside of her nature to be gone and not contact family. She always responds to her cell phone messages and that stuff. She's got a really good family relationship, and she would probably respond to the family.
What can you tell me about the Snapchat?
I don't have access to that. Her boyfriend said that she sent a Snapchat to him and he opened it up around 10 p.m. on Wednesday night, but that doesn't mean that is when it was sent.
Do you believe it was sent that day?
We believe it was.
What about the discussion and the comments and the timeline about where she was and what she was doing that afternoon? Have you been able to construct a timeline of where she was?
Yeah, we think we have a reasonable timeline, that she was out jogging from 7:30 to 7:45.
You see, that totally changes everything. So she was jogging 7:30 to 8. That means she called her mother probably just before jogging to ask what was for dinner and was going to go there after her jog. Probably, we can speculate, but when she got home from the jog, perhaps somebody was waiting there for her. We don't know, but a 30-minute jog seems reasonable. 7:30 matches more of her typical jogging time that was mentioned. I had seen that she usually jogged around 6 to 7-ish, and in the summers it gets really hot, so 7:30 seems reasonable. It's still not dark at 8. And 5:30 seemed early compared to what her typical jog time was, but we had those quote Facebook witnesses that said 5:30. See, that's the problem with actually trusting information like that. Okay, that could have been the direction they ran, but they had the times completely off. All right, so let's keep going here.
What do you know about what she was doing later that evening?
We don't know anything later than that.
Do you believe she might have been at home as late as Friday morning?
We honestly don't know. That was the last time she was sighted.
Is this frustrating for you?
We are trying hard to find Mollie for her family. We hope to bring her home safe. It is very frustrating. We have hundreds of people who have volunteered for ground searchings. We have a lot of law enforcement here, from the FBI to DCI. They bring a lot of assets here, and they are working very hard, and the fact that we can't find her is very frustrating. We will keep going until we have some sort of resolution.
Confirmed boyfriend's alibi.
We have confirmed that. He is not a suspect.
Do you think that she could have been picked up by someone that she knew?
Anything is possible, we don't know.
Surveillance cameras around town or any video that might show her?
We went to all of the businesses that we know have video. We did canvasses of the area where she normally runs, and we have asked every resident that we have been able to make contact with if they have video on the front of their houses, and there has been a couple of places, and whenever we find out there is video, we've gotten copies of that, and are looking at it right now.
Over 300 people missing in Iowa right now. What makes Mollie's case stand out?
Well, it stands out because she is a girl from Brooklyn, Iowa, and we want to find her. We are going to work hard, and naturally our local law enforcement got involved, and we are going to do anything we can, and we asked for help from the DCI, and they asked for help from the FBI, and everybody wants to work together to find her. I don't know if it is significant or not. You ask for help and people help you, at least here in Iowa.
Any apps on her phone besides Fitbit that you are looking at?
I think an oddball on there, perhaps some way to track that phone. We have looked at everything.
Boyfriend not a suspect, his brother for example.
The brothers are not suspects.
Both brothers are not.
No.
Still conducting ground searches.
We are still conducting ground searches whenever we have an area that stands out to us that might have some particular interest to us. We are going and searching those areas. So we are searching. We had the Iowa State Patrol's airplane up yesterday flying over search areas, and I was able to have one of my friends take me up in one of his aircraft, and we searched some areas that we thought might be significant, and of course, we didn't see anything.
Yeah, so there you go. That interview gives us a lot of new information. Perhaps I'll do a live tonight. We can talk about it and develop a new theory based on the 7:30 to 8 jogging time. It could change some things, because that does open the door that she was abducted while jogging. But it does sound like they believe she went home. And again, the officer in here actually admitted that you cannot tell what time she sent the Snapchat. He may have just opened it around 10, but she may have sent it earlier, perhaps even before she went jogging. So this does open the door for her being abducted while jogging. We still have to explain some things like the red shirt, for example. See, that's what I'm saying. The red shirt always kind of creates an issue. If you take the red shirt out of it, then it makes sense. She went jogging. She didn't have her contacts and glasses on while jogging. She had her phone and Fitbit with her and her athletic outfit. And to me, that makes a lot of sense given the information that we have. All right, so that's the update I have for you right now. I'll put the link in the description so you can read it for yourself. It's finally some new information, and it actually helps narrow down the timeline quite a bit. All right, so until next time, everybody, be safe out there.